Okay, we're going to talk about the New World Order today. Most people think that we have a New World Order coming in the future here, the socialist New World Order, backed by our Zionist President Barack Obama, and the Sovietization of America through Michael Chernoff. So we're going to talk about the New World Order. Is this a new World Order, or is this an old thing? Well, actually, if we study history a little bit, and not only history, but also study what's known commonly called the scriptures. In there, if you were to refer to, and I only use this as a basis of argument for those who put a lot of emphasis on the scriptures, but in there, in the book of John, Yohanan, actually, in that book, in the King James Version, chapter 14, verse 30, it talks about the prince, the power of the air. Well, actually, it's misleading. The true interpretation of that, if you were to check it out for yourself, I can give you some resources, and we'll put them on the screen for you here if we don't forget about it. Anyway, the New World Order, the only thing new about it is the word new. The World Order has been around since the beginning. In fact, that word that is translated into King James as the prince, the power of the air, actually more correctly translated would be the evil, beastly governmental system, or the world order, taken from the Greek word cosmo, that's something K-O-S-M-U, I think is spelled. That word, correctly translated, would mean the evil, beastly governmental system, or the world order, which has been around since the beginning, he goes on to say in the rest of that verse. Well, I tend to believe this writing due to the fact that I see evidence of it here in our present time, that we have a world order which is attempting to be totally united worldwide by a few elite. I don't know how many people are aware of the fact that Michael Chernoff, who is responsible for the Patriot Act, took his writings from the philosophy of communism and Soviet communism. People think that this man is good for society. Actually, he is an enemy to the people. He's a statist. In fact, all of those people that are in power are enemies of the people. Their goal is to create a world order. Well, when Messiah spoke against this world order, well, you know what happened to him. Of course, they tried to lay it on the religious people, which they were responsible too for his murder. And anybody that stands up against the world order is murdered by that system. You go even further into the New Testament and speak of Shaul, the Christians call Paul, that he himself has his head cut off. And why was his head cut off? Because he was telling the people that there was another king other than Caesar. There's another sovereign other than the men who want to rule the world, who want to rule your life. This order, there's nothing new about it. This hierarchical system has been around since the beginning of the time, and its purpose and goal is to control humanity. And they use different aspects of humanity to control the people. And it works through government, religion, and economics. This tool, or these tools, are the culmination of the beast working his power on the people. I was thinking about it the other day. When we come into this world, we come out of our mother's womb, we come into this world, our thoughts are not yet programmed within our psyche. We're raised by our parents and by our community and by our church and by government philosophy. We're programmed as the years go on. And we're either programmed according to their will, or we're programmed according to the Father's will. I, for one, choose His will, not the will of men. But anyway, this program starts as a child. You believe the doctrines and the traditions of men. You're taught these doctrines and traditions of men. And you've come to the belief that these doctrines and traditions of men are what is real. Actually, many of the doctrines and traditions of men are found in myth, fables, and fantasy. And to give evidence of that, you can go all over the country and find evidence of it. I just recently got something in the mail here, which is very good. It shows these devil-inspired idols that are all over the country. Here's one. the devil in his disguise as a horned god Pan plays his flute in this statue in Indianapolis, Indiana. And here we also got the horned Celtic god from Germany. And here this bust out there in Hollywood over the motion pictures. There's a bust of a bearded and horned devil is found at the building in Hollywood which houses the motion picture producers of America. Then we have the devil and a serpentine companion appeared down at pacifiers walking below at the sidewalks of New York City. Then in Washington, D.C., we have this magnificent Library of Congress. This horned devil decorates a wall in the Great Hall. Then in New York City on 88th Street, we also have another image of a horned devil. And then here are the Mormon Latter-day Saints temples and churches often use occult symbols in their architecture. The sunstone from the original Mormon temple. So you see, we have evidence of these things all over. All we need to do is look, open our eyes to the truth.